So the time has come. We must make the jump. Without any hesitation, I pressed the buttons. No longer did I hear that all too familiar buzzing sound that marked my failure. The heck is that beep? That might be something new in the game. I don't know if you guys read the latest set of patch notes, but there's kind of a reference to me in there, so yeah. There may be new stuff in here. But hey, we got some recognition. The world went black. I woke up, find myself on the floor of the rec room, dazed, confused, and feeling extremely nauseous. I sat up, agreed with the fact that neither Shizuka nor the precious box of research were anywhere to be seen. I suddenly appeared out of nowhere.
I am registering sounds of distress in your vocal tone. Are you alright?
I'm fine, just feeling a bit queasy. I got to my feet, requiring a lot more effort than I was prepared for.
Very well. I have other matters to attend to.
I gathered what wits I could muster and navigate my way back to my room. I lay on my bed for a moment, taking the time to let my body settle. I noticed the time was flashing at me from the bedside. Just after 8 AM, not long before the next game then. I was in the middle of trying to recall exactly what the deletion game's rules were when my door buzzed. Come in. Through the doorway came a young woman with long, straight black hair and unmatching eyes. She wore the same uniform as me.
I have some good news and some bad news.
How do you know my name? The woman stopped dead in her tracks.
Are you okay?
Yeah, just... She was clearly in a rush to bring me the news, so she didn't stay frazzled, stay phased
The
for
good
long.
news is, I've uncovered another clue to the deactivation code for Dai. I was able to access partial records from the date of the incident and recover the letters AD.
You have a piece of the code?
That is what I just said.
Suddenly I appeared in the room addressing the young woman.
Elizabeth, you have been requested in the lab.
By whom?
Heroine. She looked at me quizzically, her brain clearly processing this news at light speed before replying.
Thank you, I. Please tell her I will be there presently.
Very well.
I bowed and disappeared.
I know what's going on here.
You do?
You have traveled here using the pocket watch. Am I correct in this assumption?
The watch worked?
It would appear so. I have been working alongside you. Well, you in the lab for some time. And so I'm well versed in your research.
But this is fantastic news. Not only this, but you have a piece of the deactivation code.
Well, it isn't so much the code as a small piece of the larger puzzle.
Either way, this is huge progress.
Well, it's nice to meet you. My name is Elizabeth, and I'm a computer programmer on the Everett. It seems safe to assume that I don't exist in your dimension, considering your lack of recognition when we met.
Yeah, sorry about that. I must have seemed pretty rude.
I understand the confusion, so please, don't worry about it.
Elizabeth was silent for a moment, deep in thought.
If you wouldn't mind, could you please remain here in your quarters while I go speak to the captain about the situation? I think it would be best to not have you two together on the bridge just yet.
Of course, I'll gladly wait here. Elizabeth smiled and left the room. I looked around, surprised at how different the room actually looked from my own. This dimension to me was a real pig. 10 minutes later, Elizabeth returned.
Thank you for waiting. The captain is on her way to see you now.
Did she take it well?
Yes, very well, in fact.
That's great. As soon as the words were out of my mouth, the captain arrived.
Thank you for joining us.
So good to see you, Captain.
We should work together in solving both the Dai and resource crisis.
I completely agree.
But first, let us all go to the dining room to discuss our plans further in a more suitable environment.
I nod my consent and follow them both down the corridor. Many of the crew were assembled in the dining hall already, including some familiar faces. Beatrix, Kadashi?
How can I help you, sailor?
Hearing Beatrix's voice again was surreal. I felt myself getting choked up at the mere sound. I imagined that no one had ever been this happy to see Beatrix. Nothing, just nice to see you. Beatrix gave me a rather confused smile before turning back to her conversation with Nicholas, who was seated directly beside her.
Please, take a seat.
I did so, and the captain did the same.
I have the pocket watch here, and so can confirm your dimension.
I pat my pockets, realizing in horror that the pocket watch was nowhere inside. I can't find mine.
Yours?
My pocket watch.
Pocket watches do not carry over dimensions with you.
They don't?
No, you explained that to me, as well as told me that this number here is your dimension, and this one here is ours.
The captain pointed at the pocket watch as she described each number.
So you have come from dimension...
72. So this must
Correct.
be 22. Suddenly the proceedings were interrupted by Dai zapping into the room.
What in the world is happening here? Are you all so eager to die? I usually have to drag you all kicking and screaming for the deletion game.
The deletion game is happening right now?
What's wrong with them? Regardless, with everyone, let's start the game.
What game? Dai seemed confused by my question.
What game?
Make 10, I assume? Is it Vampire Children?
Yup, and has been for almost a week.
Okay, of course. But we're missing Heroine.
Seriously, what is wrong with you?
She should be playing, not me. Dai looked incredulously at the captain, who simply shrugged her shoulders. Captain, you know I'm not from here. Tell Dai where the other me is.
Sorry, Dai. I am unsure what she is talking about. I think the pressure has just gotten to her.
No, there's no pressure. She's lying. I pointed at the captain, my index finger shaking uncontrollably with rage.
Ooh, accusing the captain of lying? This is getting heated, and I love it.
She came to me and told me she was chosen as a vampire. When I declined to be her Clyde, she lost her mind with anger, and has been acting like this ever since.
This never happened and you know it.
I know you enjoy games, Dai, but we have all decided not to breed with her already. So why not just jump to the execution?
Wait, what? Really? You're happy with me just killing her?
It would simply be a waste of our time otherwise.
I think we finally agreed on something, Capitan. Feels nice, like we're bonding.
I'm not Heroine. I'm Heroine. Even to my own ears, I sounded insane.
Wow. Get a grip. Or not. To the shuttle bay!
Dai cackled as Beatrix and Nicholas laid their hands on me and dragged me kicking and screaming the whole way to the shuttle bay. I'm not from here. The other me must be hiding.
You know, I had bets on who would snap under the pressure, but wow, was I wrong there.
You're killing the wrong heroine. Nicholas and Beatrix threw me into the decompression chamber, the small airlock between us and infinite open space.
Have fun in space! Continue screaming out there. See if anyone can hear you.
I'll see you all in hell! This is kind of cheesy, I have to say. Seconds later, the airlock doors opened and instantly the air in my lungs were sucked straight out of me, my body careening out into space right after. I was barely conscious for more than a moment before blackness swallowed both me and my silent screams. Some of these are just kind of boring, I have to say.